Hey guys, it's Chris, your number one ghost host, and
Detective Greg with my detective hat. How you doing?
what's well, you're lagging really bad. Stop moving as much. And I wanted to introduce some amazing people that are on this time. It's going to be quite epic. I have my amazing wife here.
Hi.
What is your name? Introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Stephanie.
Stephanie.
His wife.
I just said that. Yes. And then also with us, our social media expert and everything that makes us look good
What?
is my sister-in-law, Sam. Introduce yourself.
Hi.
So we're just going to be doing the whole Zoom thing here because with the whole COVID-19 and the virus, people are trying to stay safe. And we wanted to come out with some kind of material, and we thought, hey, since we're all stuck at home, it's much easier to actually have conversations with more people because you don't have to travel as much. And obviously, well, not obviously, because you guys may not know. You probably know because of stuff on the podcast, but we have 2 kids. My sister-in-law has 2 kids. So, I'm busy being a dad. They're busy being moms. So that's definitely
And I'm as free as a bird. I'm the complete opposite here. I'm just doing my own thing, totally single. I mean, I have this kind of hat, so I'm still single because of that. But yeah, we want to be out there for you. We want to create some still really, really good, fun, engaging content. So I think a Zoom meeting is a good thing to at least do this temporarily until we can meet again.
Yeah, the hat thing really is that's one attractive look there, Greg.
I think it's called a trilby, sir.
Sure. You should get a what is that? A bowler hat. Make yourself English there for a little bit.
Bowler hat
I
guy
don't-
from Meet the
Yes,
Robinsons.
exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. You're
No,
going to
not-
turn into a villain.
No, but I'm thinking of a bowler hat.
Yeah, then
from,
I'll get a handlebar mustache.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
You can't-
I cannot grow mustache.
I would say you can't grow facial hair.
Save my
Is it
life.
weird that I know that much about you?
I can't. I mean, I'm getting some 5 o'clock. You know what? It's weird that I don't think it's weird anymore.
Yeah. But no, I was saying I'm thinking of a bowler hat because I think of Mr. Fudge from Harry Potter, the Minister of Magic. He always wore a green bowler
Sam
hat.
and I stayed Disney.
Disney.
We stayed with
That's
Disney
right, Chris.
Disney podcast, not Harry Potter.
Don't breathe this blasphemous Harry Potter on our Disney podcast.
All right, you guys, we're going to just have a little fun conversation just so you guys can kind of get to know Stephanie and Sam a little bit, kind of get our interactions back and forth with them. So first thing is first here.
True.
The first thing is always first.
It's
Yeah.
always first.
So I did say Sam is my sister-in-law and Stephanie is my wife. Fun fact, they're actually sisters. Yes.
Who would have guessed that? Whoa.
I could have other
lost my hat.
sister-in-laws, right?
I lost my hat.
I have other sister-in-laws and will have other sister-in-laws. That doesn't mean you 2 are necessarily related. How's everybody else supposed to know that?
I mean,
Yes.
Okay. And so
True.
why don't you guys, you 2 can fight it out and make this part of the fun parts of the video. Kind of explain your guys'
Wait, can I just point out something though? There are pictures of me behind your head with Stephanie.
she's right.
yeah, but who's gonna zoom in on that to figure that out?
Oh, I totally
People
would.
do. People are, yeah, they get in to.
Yeah, that's
what they
why
like.
we're
Like, I am not looking at Greg at all. I'm looking at the pictures behind his head. That's what I'm
I am
focused
too.
on.
Thank
Well-
you, all my creations.
because
They're very cool looking.
They are. Oh my goodness.
So hold on, with the light, this one I did actual glitter for Tinkerbell. I don't know if you can catch
Oh,
That's really cool.
that's awesome.
it. Yeah.
I am not creative at all. I cannot draw at all.
Okay, but you have your Cricut
come
and you
on.
crochet the Disney dolls.
Yeah, that's a
true, I do.
talent. I don't even know how you can crochet and how you
Oh,
can do that with the needles and everything.
you want to
Well,
know what?
it's a hook. The needles is knitting.
Oh, see, I'm completely lost. So
See, here's the
Thank
thing
you.
though. You guys have all those talents. I can down a whole pitcher of Dr. Pepper easily. So why don't you two go ahead, Stephanie and Sam, and just kind of give how your family did Disney growing up. When did you guys start doing Disney? Whatever. So actually, I'll make it easy so there's not going back and forth here. Stephanie, why don't you start off? And when do you with you being the oldest sibling, when do you remember you guys first going to Disney?
Hey, I'm the oldest too.
We're gonna run out of time on this one. Sam, we have to connect to yours to record
Why?
because you only get 40 minutes of free Zoom.
Something
Really?
just told me it upgraded.
Okay.
Do we only get 40
Yay,
minutes?
yay, capitalism. Woo.
And we'll just go until it runs
Whatever,
out.
we can always record again and
Exactly.
edit it together.
There you
This
go.
is what happens, people, when we record live. You guys are getting
Real
this.
life.
What up? Hashtag no filter. Hashtag not true, because I will put a filter probably on this video.
Stop.
Okay. Let's so
So when we started going to Disney,
yep, when you started
I have no
going.
idea.
I know I have a room key from 2013.
I think that's when
Nice.
we started staying. No, did we?
I think it was before that, but
It
I
was
know
before
the
that.
earliest room key I have is from 2013.
That's crazy. No, because Chris and I got engaged in 2012. We went the year before that, which would have been 2011. I think we started staying on property in 2010.
I have no idea. It sounds about right, sure.
But we started going because our grandparents lived down there. I think, as Chris has mentioned plenty of times. And so we started out going to like SeaWorld and Universal. And then one year they took us to Disney. And I think my mom fell in love with it more than anything. And so
Well,
that
Mom was also saying that she had been she grew up there. She went there with her parents when she was growing up.
Mm-hmm. So it just became something that, like, going back there with her family just became one of those things that she wanted to do to kind of instill the memories. And obviously with the Disney magic, at that time we had gone to Disney one year and then gone to Universal the following year, and they were even saying like, oh well, we're not Disney, so we don't keep up with our stuff as much. And that was a long time ago, because I think
No. Okay, I remember this. I don't know why. I remember we were there during a hurricane, and this cast member said something because it was raining. He was like, "We don't have to be nice. This isn't Disney."
Oh,
We're like, okay.
wow, game changer.
We pretty
Yeah.
much never went back after that.
that's true. That was like the last time we went to Universal. It's like, oh, well, so then your standards aren't good. You don't have that Disney magic. You're not taking care of your guests. So why would we go back there?
And then we went back there for Harry Potter World, and
It was a lot better. It was a lot better. So they have upped their standards. But that's why we stopped going and we started going to Disney so often, is because they did have the high standards and you felt the magic when you were there.
you can't keep hitting your knee into the table. Okay, and then so Sam, kind of give us an idea of how did your family go at, like, let's start off with, how did your family go down to Disney a lot? Did you guys fly all the time? Road trip? Did you hitchhike? What did you do?
No, we used to drive. My dad would drive, and he would be like, "We're not stopping, straight through." So we were in the car for 21 hours driving to Florida.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I did a road trip from Disney up all the way up here to Wisconsin, and I actually broke down and did stay a night at a pretty shady motel. So looking back, I can laugh at it because nothing happened, but yeah, it was like one of those things that you would see like Sam and Dean stay at in Supernatural. if you're familiar with that show, yeah, it's just off the side of the road. I think it was right by a strip club, not gonna lie. I was just tired. I was beat. I'm like, I'll just take this. Here we go. The continental breakfast sucked. It was literally Raisin Bran without the raisins. So that was my experience. It was fun with someone else, but I definitely prefer flying down there. Get 3 hours, 3.5 max. You can get off and just go to.
Yeah, we drove for a long time, and then one time our van broke down on the way back from Florida, and that was the last time we drove down because it cost more in repairs than it did to fly. And we're like, forget this, we're
Yeah.
flying.
Smart move.
Yeah, my family always flew down. Greg, what about your family? Did you guys fly down all the time?
Oh yeah, I mean it was a no-brainer. We always decided to fly down, especially. So I started going when I was 6 in 1997, or maybe I was 4.5 in 1997, and with my parents just always having kids, we're like, it's probably going to be just better to put us on a plane for 3 hours instead of sticking us all in a big Suburban for 21 plus hours. So we've always flown. We haven't really thought about doing any road trips. There have been some crazy air sickness stories that I will share later on in this podcast. But no complaints flying down there.
So next question that I have for everybody to think about and kind of give our insights here. What
She's giving her
our
insight.
baby is, we have a 4-month-old, so she's kind of sitting here with us right now. So if we get down and try to take care of it, or you hear squeaking, it's probably why. So what would you guys say was the way you stayed at Disney? What did you guys do, like the campgrounds at Fort Wilderness? Did you guys ever do deluxe resorts? Did you do value resorts? Did you do moderates? Did you stay off property and then go in? Like what for Stephanie and Sam? Because a lot of people have heard me and Greg already. Like, what did you guys do going down there when you were younger? So I'm gonna toss that one to Sam.
Well, we'd start staying at the values. And then slowly throughout the years, Mom was like, okay, this is a one-time thing. We're gonna upgrade once to like a moderate. And this is like a one-time thing, don't get used to it. And like the next year be like, okay, well, since we have to upgrade the dining plan, we might as well just stay at a deluxe because it'll cost about the same in Disney money. So
When Sam says Disney money, it makes no sense.
no, nothing Disney makes sense. So it costs it was like $100 more a day to upgrade to a deluxe, but then you didn't have to pay to upgrade the dining plan. So then it worked out.
And let's just face it, those deluxe resorts are so much nicer for the busing.
Gosh, it was so much nicer than going from a deluxe back down to a value. You're just like, how did I ever stay here?
How did I survive? And last year we did.
Well, not last year. We didn't go
Oh,
last
2
year.
years ago we did the really nice one.
We did the beach club.
Whew, those beds.
Home
No,
Was
resort,
that your guys' first time at the beach club?
right?
Yeah.
Okay, see, that was my second time there because I went with Nick and you guys didn't go that year.
Yeah.
So what did you think of it both times? Was it the same?
It was. I love the beach club. It's my favorite. So, but like, it's just like that nicer quality. You walk in, you have that smell. And I mean, like all of the resorts kind of have a smell, but like the deluxe ones are just like phenomenal. And like, you know where you are, you feel like you're home every time you walk in, and then you just crave that scent again when you get home.
I do.
Honestly, when me and Greg recorded, you guys, we literally. Oh, so Greg has I want to buy. It's the Magic Candle Company. I hear great things. Obviously I've smelt them because Greg has them, and
Smelled great things about it.
yeah, the smell the great things. But Pete Warner from the Diz Unplugged, he swears by them as well. And like my favorite one is the Beach Club, but Walt's apartment is also really good. I have not yet smelled Rome burning, and hashtag
Yeah,
that better not go away.
Yeah.
I know. Or I won't be hashtag thinking the Phoenicians at all.
So
I keep that in the ride.
now, Greg, that's your family's home resort. So growing up, what did you like get from that resort? Like obviously that place was like definitely home to you.
Right. Sorry, you sort of skipped a little bit, so I missed that question. So did you ask if I stayed in any other resorts?
No, I asked what was it like staying there, because that would have been home for you.
Oh yeah. Literally, I mean, for the longest time, I would say that Beach Club is my home away from home. It felt like I never left. When we would go back, everyone was so friendly, and I think we started staying there in 2002. And then literally every year after, we would stay there. We're getting a little bit more adventurous, and we're trying out other deluxe DVC resorts like Bay Lake We tried Animal Kingdom Lodge, which blew my mind. It's one of my favorite resorts. We also did Saratoga Springs, and then actually the first ever DVC resort, Old Key West. That was really cool to see where it all started, because I don't know if you guys knew this, but when they started the Disney Vacation Club, they thought it would be really select, really small, really exclusive, and they just built one resort, and it turned out to be Old Key West. And this was like back in the early 90s. And after a couple of years, word is getting around, it's actually becoming super popular, more popular than they thought. Then they started to add sort of Disney Vacation Club villas onto already pre-established resorts. And so now you see Disney Vacation Club resorts all over Disney property. But their initial intention was Old Key West is going to be the only one, and that's the only one we're ever going to need. So it was cool to go back and see where it all started. But I much prefer Beach Club. And yeah, it definitely go off with what you were saying, Stephanie and Sam, and how it feels like home. Everyone is so welcoming, and the campus is just sprawling. You're by a lake. It doesn't get better than that. And plus, they have a mile-long swimming pool with a water slide, the best water slide on property.
Yeah, they definitely have the best pool on property.
Yes. Yeah.
Only sand bottom beach, not beach. That would not make sense. Sand bottom pool at the Disney Resort. People used to try to sneak in so often that they actually you have to have your room ID to unlock the gate to get in.
Yep.
And you can walk to Epcot from there, which is probably my favorite park, as Epcot is my favorite park.
Yes. We will get there. We will get there. Calm down.
But you can. Yes.
Okay, so I don't want to jump too far ahead, so we're trying to do this in progressions here. So we talked about like where we like to stay, kind of how we stayed at different places. I mean, I've stayed at values, moderates. I've stayed at deluxes. I've stayed at off campus, and driven on. So Stephanie and Sam, either one of you can go, because I've kind of talked about it a little bit from my family experience, not too terribly much. Greg, a little bit more. For you guys, growing up, and then going to Disney, I think Stephanie, when did you start going? 2000?
I think I was like 20.
20 when you started going?
When we started staying on property.
Okay, so, or even going, regardless, what were your Disney trips like? Were they, and let me clarify this. When you went to a park, I'm not talking about the whole experience, just when you went to a park, was it we got from 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. planned out to the minute. If somebody stops at a bubbler 30 seconds after we're supposed to be here, they die? Or were you kind of more like, wherever you want to go, if you want to walk over there, it's fine. How did you guys do that?
Okay,
I love how you're explaining this. It's great. It's hilarious.
As Sam mentioned, when we first started going, it was one of those things that my mom insisted was a one-time thing. We were just like, this was our big family trip. We're never going back. It's too expensive. So when we started going, it was definitely park open to park closed. I remember being miserable toward the end of the trip because I was exhausted. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. My feet
Is this
hurt.
vacation? What?
I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. But as the years have gone on, it's looked a little different because now they've been going for a decade, and
Right.
definitely slowed down to look at things, look at the shops a little bit more.
Well, and because your parents are getting older.
Nah, that's not it. They can outwalk you,
Your mom cannot. She has a bad knee.
and she can still outwalk you, dear.
Okay. So, Sam, any other thoughts on that? Like, what did you guys, like, growing up, like, did you feel the same way? Were there anything you want to add?
Yeah, no, it was very much, we called it commando style Disney, where it was, you are
No
there
way.
at park
You
open.
guys didn't wear underwear?
That's how we call it. We call it
Right.
commando style too.
Wait,
What?
do both of your families not wear underwear? That's weird.
So many people ask us that. It's like, no, it just means that we go,
Yeah,
no
yeah,
stop.
you
Oh my God.
non-stop. It's one
I
ride
can't
to the
believe
next
you-
ride to the next ride. Don't you
Yes.
dare stop. Don't you dare stop to tie your shoe. You better trip to the
Yeah.
next ride and then do it in line.
Oh my gosh, you get it. You get
Yes.
it. This is amazing. I can't believe that there's another family that does it like this.
Yeah,
Calls
we
it the
did.
same thing that we call it, commando
Yup.
style.
Yeah, and it was anytime we stopped, you know what? You were stopping. We spent so much money on this vacation. You don't dare stop.
Oh,
You're
thank
speaking the truth. You're speaking the truth. I love
thank
it.
God you guys clarified what commando meant to you. I
But yeah, and
wear
then,
underwear,
like,
people.
definitely, like, as we're like, okay, you know what? We're gonna be back next year. Like, it's not that big of a deal anymore.
And I remember the last time we went that it was like, oh, we want to get to this vibe, but if we go stop and see this show, or I go watch my parades because that's one of my favorite things to do, then it's okay.
Well, I know what me and my mom have been into lately is stopping to look at the details. So looking at like the details of the windows, like down Main Street, and like looking at like the different pavilions. And like we actually had in Norway, if you go into one of the shops, they have like a Norwegian story around it. And we had one of the cast members tell us what it meant. I don't remember it anymore, but
Are you talking about the toy store?
it's basically like a story about reindeer. And it's cute. But like those are like the little things that like you don't notice when you're doing Disney like that.
Right. Side tangent. The best dessert that I have at Epcot is the troll horn in the Norway Pavilion. I don't know if you've ever had it.
I haven't, but I love the school bread from there.
Yes, that's also
So
good, but
good.
I don't know why. The troll horn gets me every time. I have to get it at least once a trip.
So, yeah, so like for me, my family growing up, it was, definitely we got to get to rides, but it was very much like, we're not killing ourselves to do this. We would also, go back to the hotel, we'd swim, we'd also stay off property sometimes. So we'd do that. Greg, now I know last time we talked and we did a podcast, you said that your family is the commando style, which
Yes.
real commando is not that, but the commando style. But do you guys actually get back to the hotel much earlier? You're like at the hotel at like 5 p.m.
Yeah, so, well, what we do is we go hard from like rope drop to probably just after lunch. And then that's sort of become a tradition where we go back during the hottest part of the day to go swimming. And we either go to the resort pool or we hop on over to Typhoon Lagoon or Blizzard Beach, whichever one is open at that time. Because I know they have opposite schedules, or alternating schedules, I should say. And then we're usually just swimming or just chilling like in the resort or the water park for maybe 2.5 hours to recharge. And then we go to our nighttime resort and then we just wait there until it closes. For the longest time, it used to be Epcot. Like that was our nighttime resort because you had a lot of different options for dinner. And so we relegated Epcot to like dinner time, but now we've sort of expanded. And actually one of my favorite parks at night is Hollywood Studios. I love seeing that at night. I love watching Fantasmic, and I'm a huge fan of the parades and fireworks as well. And one of my favorites is the Star Wars Spectacular that they do at Hollywood Studios. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the John Williams score. So whenever I hear that with the pyrotechnics like in sync, I get chilled. So that's usually what we do is we go hard from rope drop to just after lunch, 2.5 hours to swim or just recharge our batteries. And then we finish out the day with a different park.
Sweet. So with doing that, Steph, what do you feel was with your family? Do you feel like did you guys like the resorts? Like, did you guys do resort hopping or walking around the resorts, taking in some of the resorts? Or is it very much like the resort is just a place to put your head down?
Definitely in the beginning, it was because we stayed at the Pop and the All-Star in the beginning. And so we didn't do a lot of resort hopping unless we were on the dining plan and we were eating. Then we got to see a little bit more of the resorts because we'd be waiting for our table to be called, and so we'd look at the gift shops and stuff. But I think now we have a little bit more of an opportunity to look at the resort. Like we've had a little bit of more opportunity to look at some of the resorts. Typically we don't go resort hopping, and again, unless we're eating, but we'll take a little bit more time, maybe after dinner or something, to look at them.
So, guys, so Sam is having some technical issues right now with her
No.
with her baby. So
Oh.
she has to take care of her baby.
Okay,
right now.
gotcha. I was like,
Her child as well, like my daughter and their daughter is what, 3 weeks apart?
Mhm.
3 weeks apart. So Sam has a 4-month-old who's going through a sleep regression right now. So a little bit kind of rough there. So if she's able to get back on, she will definitely try. If not, it was definitely good to have her on for a little bit. And just to let you know, Sam's also going to be doing the cooking portion of our YouTube channel once we get that up and going.
we cannot wait to get that started.
That's going to be fun times.
Oh,
Good
it's
fun
going to
times.
be awesome.
So, Stephanie, what was I just saying? Something about?
Resorts and looking at that.
Oh yeah, resorts and looking at them. Okay, so let's talk about something that needs to be talked about here,
Yes.
because I
I don't
need
know what you're going to say, but I agree.
I need somebody else to
Faster. What do you
back
want?
me up on this. Just no, not faster. Don't calm down. Calm down. Dining.
I love food.
Let's talk to Greg here. Greg.
Oh, yeah,
Greg has never. He's once
I know.
sat down at a Disney restaurant.
I mean, when Chris told me, I absolutely could not believe it. I mean, I get it. They're expensive if you're on, like, if you're not paying for the hotels, you don't have to deal with the Disney dining aspect of it. So having the free bounce backs, which is the only reason we've done Disney dining.
Well, not the only reason. It's like we'll pay for things out.
We've never paid for Disney dining out of pocket except for the V&A restaurant.
So, like,
I know,
so I will say this, even though we have never paid for dining because we always would get the free dining. If they took it away, that would not stop me from doing the Disney dining. And I'm not saying the Disney dining plan, because mathematically it has to work out, or else you're not saving money on the Disney dining plan. But I would literally save maybe $2,000. Probably not that much, but like I don't know how much. Let's say
Just a
$1,500.
lot.
Come on.
Yeah, probably $2,000 for food at Disney, because you got to think about it. Like, you're looking at minimum $60 a pop per adult, maybe $30,
Yeah.
$35 for a kid, and then it gets higher than that depending on where you go. So if you go to Cinderella's Royal Table, you're looking at $80 an adult, $45 per kid. So, and then if you do a restaurant like that every single night, what is that? That's
That's a lot of money. That's
you're looking at easily, plus tax and tip, you're looking
That's
at
Scrooge
300.
McDuck money right there.
That's Scrooge McDuck. You're looking at $300 a pop, not including any kind of like quick service meals, any kind of snacks.
Oh, man. I mean, let me tell you, I'm the king of quick service. My family does. And I've been trying to do sit-down restaurants, and I would love to do it, but I'm always in the minority, because especially when you're paying that much, I want to be able to share it with other people. And when everybody else just wants to, get some chicken nuggets and fries and that, fake cheese or whatever at Casey's Corners, it's like
You mean American cheese?
Yeah, American cheese. But there is something about, taking about like 2 hours out of your day, having a nice Disney restaurant experience, because from what I've heard is that you get what you pay for. And when Chris, you always talk about V&As, my mouth waters. Like, it's horrible, because I definitely want to try that out. Super jealous, but I never stop talking about more and more about it, because I know every time you keep speaking about it, you always you didn't talk about before. Yeah, just what a great experience that both of you had. What a great memory.
I will say that the thing that I crave the most from Disney World is something we just found on chance at a quick service, which is the Incrediburger. It was this burger with mozzarella cheese sticks and a bunch of other random stuff on it, and it was so
It wasn't anything.
fatty.
It was mozzarella cheese sticks. It had, I think, potato wedges or some kind of fry on it.
What?
It had patty,
So
cheese,
good.
and then I think it had a
Where
brioche
is it?
They
bun.
had a brioche bun, yep. And
Where
they
is
had
It was
this-
it. No,
was-
not Sonny's. Was it Sunny's?
I don't remember. It was in Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland. What was that one?
Oh, like the launching pad, maybe.
Launching Pad.
Yeah, it was
I
just for
think.
one day. And then the next day I was like, I need this burger again. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
wanted,
They got
Oh.
rid of it.
everybody in my family was like, this burger is amazing.
Oh wow.
So-
It was definitely an amazing.
That's what
burger.
I crave. Like I love B&A's for the experience, but it's not something that's like tangible food. I'm like, nah. I mean, it's amazing. Don't get me wrong, but things
Sure.
like on a daily basis that I'm like, I want to eat that. It's gonna be the Incrediburger.
No,
Yeah, I mean,
nice.
so there are things too that like, with that were good. Like I can't remember. I know you do. Remember the year so her family went down to Florida and they would visit their grandparents for a while, and then I would fly down separately when me and Stephanie first started dating. And this one year I flew down, I met them, and I think it was at the Fort Wilderness Resort? I don't know what it was, but it was like some like buffet style restaurant, and they put a hat on me with straws on it. And what restaurant was that?
Like Hoop-de-Doo?
No, it's not
No.
Hoop-de-Doo. No,
I think it was the one at Fort Wilderness.
Was
Let me look it up.
the Mickey's.
No, we didn't do any kind of thing like that. Let me just look it up real quick.
I forgot what it was called. But I got off the plane. I was so pissed and I was annoyed. You know, I was trying to call Stephanie, trying to find them. I was just getting so pissed. And my wife just yelled at me for the language. I was getting so mad, and I finally found them, and the waitress, bless her heart, was just trying to make me laugh, trying to make me have a good
She
time.
was trying so hard.
She tried so
Really?
hard to make me happy.
A for effort.
Yeah, and I felt so bad. And so like they put like this hat on me with straws, and they're trying to make fun. So yes, so that was. I remember that one. The one we always did with your family, which we didn't. Did we do 2 years ago? We did. We always do 50s Primetime Cafe.
It's fun. That's just
Oh,
the fun.
I know,
Later.
I've never done that. I really want to try it.
It's not
It's gotta be on
anything
my list.
amazing with the food,
But it's comfort food.
It's
it
good
just
comfort
really,
food.
Like, it's just good.
Right.
but you're going for the experience there. That's for sure. What's another good one that we went to?
We usually do Akershus for in
Akershus?
Norway. That's a good
Oh.
one if you want to see the princesses because they all come around to your table when you're eating. So that's
And you're not going to pay Cinderella Castle prices either.
yeah. And it's a nice. We do it for breakfast, and so
Mhm.
they have a lot of fruits and pastries. So it's a good morning meal, and they have like eggs and everything.
Smoked salmon.
Yeah.
So that's good. We did Le Cellier.
That was good.
We done. Oh, get this. So here's a story. We went to Le Cellier. The guys are sitting at one table, and the girls are sitting at another. And the guys, when me and my wife and Sam and her husband Nick, we each had one kid at this time. So the guys are like, we'll take the kids. They'll come sit with us, and then the ladies can just sit and hang out. By the end of the meal, they bring out desserts, and we're eating our desserts. And Stephanie has a glass of wine with dinner. And halfway through it, she knocks over. She's not even. No, she's more than halfway through. She's got like a little tiny bit left in the drink. She goes to grab like her dessert and start eating it, and she knocks over the glass of wine, shatters it, and spills it on my sister-in-law. The manager comes over and it's like, "Oh, we're so sorry. It's like, how is that? You didn't do anything." And so they're like, "We'll get you guys some new desserts." And they brought Stephanie over another glass of wine for free.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's like
I was like, oh, it's fine. Like, I had a little bit left. It was my fault. Like, I was reaching for something. I knocked it over. It's okay. She's like, no, we'll give it to you. We're so sorry about this. I'm like, it was my fault.
Yeah. I was like, she had like nothing left, and she just got a free glass.
That's awesome, though. Hey, go with it. Take it. That's a cool story.
So the one we went to was Whispering Canyon. That's
Whispering Canyon.
Oh, okay.
We do Ohana quite a bit.
Last time I felt it was a little bit lackluster for me.
Yeah. But
Do they do the shows with like the spinning of the fire torches, or is that
No.
No,
no.
it's No, they don't.
You can get that at Universal.
No, they actually have.
They-
They have a show there. But
They have a
it's
show there,
not-
but the one at Universal actually gets better reviews.
Shush.
Hey, I'm just being
Not-
honest.
this
You
is
keep-
not an
you keep-
honest
you keep
podcast. This is a
steering
Disney
this.
podcast.
You keep steering this to Universal, Chris. Is there something you want to tell me? Like, are you wearing like a Universal shirt underneath that My Disney Addiction shirt? Come on.
Yeah, so we liked it. I mean, we used to love Ohana.
It's the bread. The bread is good.
The bread pudding.
Yeah, bread.
So we've done that one. We did the sci-fi dining
Mhm.
with our friends David and Allie when they came down for. I proposed to my wife down at Disney World, and so we went there because they had never been to Disney World, and they wanted to experience like very just not so much like the nicest dining. They really wanted to get
The experience.
experience. So we're like, okay, let's check out 50's Primetime Cafe. It's made to look like a drive-in theater.
No, that's sci-fi cap.
Sci-fi Cafe, sorry.
Diner.
Sci-fi Cafe.
Whatever.
That's where we went. And made to look like a drive-in theater.
It's cool.
It's cool.
It
the-
is the coldest restaurant I have ever been in my life.
It's
Really?
freezing.
So you're sitting there all day in the Disney heat, sweating, and you're kind of
Sure.
sticky, and then you walk into this restaurant, and it is like feels like it's 50 degrees.
Yep.
Okay.
Like to the point where I was uncomfortable. Like I'm like I can't eat. Like I'm in pain. I'm so cold.
Yep. And then
Yeah. Oh,
it's kind of-
that's not fun.
it's kind of funny. You're sitting in these like little cars, and they have just like
cool.
C and B, you know,
Poor
horror
Sci-fi
sci-fi
type
films and all that stuff.
yeah,
The food is
Mediocre. at best.
I can make better burgers than they can.
Burgers are pretty good.
So it was not. You're definitely paying for the experience there. What else? We've done. What is that one place? Greg, you've went there. Coral Reef.
Coral Reef.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I got swordfish there. That was really good.
Oh wow.
And
I
well,
forget what I
else?
had there.
We've been to a lot of. We went to the hibachi place,
Yeah, that's good. I
In
like
Japan?
That one.
Is that
Uh,
is that Tapan Edo or Edo?
Tapanitos.
Pepinito.
Tapanitos?
Tapanitos, there.
Yeah, they had never been to a hibachi grill, and one year I was like, dude, let's do the hibachi grill. And then
That's so fun.
her brother loved it, and so they went back, a lot. What's another good restaurant that we've done that I really like?
We used to like Cape May, but we ate Cape May last time right after having DNA, so it was very much like meh.
Lackluster.
Yeah, it's a buffet.
Okay, but to be fair, like I'm gonna be honest, nothing's gonna beat VNA's, but I don't want to compare everything to VNA's.
No, but I'm saying the
Right.
problem with that last time is we had VNA's, and then the next day we had
we had Cape Mays.
Cape May,
Yeah.
so like coming off a high to like a buffet.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Did you say that you had California Grill, Chris, or is that something on your list to have?
No, me and my wife want to do the California
'cause
Grill.
I also want to do that.
That buffet, apparently it's only on Sundays, by the way.
Oh, that's why.
Hmm.
That's why we couldn't find it.
Good to
So
know.
they have a really good buffet that's like 3 hours long, and it's like half the price of what you paid to go to the restaurant at night. And what's cool is if you keep the receipt, you can bring it back later at night and still view the fireworks from on top of the
Really?
restaurant. Yep.
And
Gotta
they
keep
have
it.
mimosas.
And they have free mimosas.
Oh boy. That's a
so
game
it's-
changer.
It's definitely good. Another thing I really want to do, I'm a big tea drinker, so is my mother-in-law. I really want to do, I think it's called afternoon tea at the Crystal Palace. I really want to do that.
Ooh, okay.
At the Crystal Palace?
Crystal Palace is
Yeah,
nice.
I'm pretty sure it's at the Crystal
It's sort
Palace.
of by like Casey's Corners, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Along
at
that
Crystal
area
Palace.
toward Adventureland. Yeah.
Yeah, it is at there. It is there because then you can
That's
get
super
like, and
nice.
it's really cool because if you do it during lunchtime, it's a pretty decent. It's not lunch, but they give you a bunch of good little like appetizers, sandwiches, and stuff that go with tea throughout like the course, like throughout the thing.
Yeah.
Which is really good. It's not going to be like a full lunch, but if you have like a later breakfast, that'll carry you till dinner easily. And they have like a really small kids one, so they have like a Mrs. Potts tea thing for the kids. So when my daughter gets older, because she likes tea as well, I'd like to get her to do that. This year, I really want to try. I don't know if we'll do it. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. Or my oldest.
Okay, so one of my friends in college, she actually was a part of the Disney college program, and she was in Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. She was the one that was helping dress up the girls.
Aw,
Yeah, for like 2 or 3 years. She loved it.
it's so
Yeah,
cute.
and then she moved out to California to do it for Disneyland, and I think now she works at Universal out there, I think. So she's still in like the theme park business, but yeah. She loves costumes, she loves makeup, she loves creating those wardrobe pieces. So.
Aw.
So, that's kind of because we have Stephanie on here. Sam, obviously is tied up. I would like to get my wife's point of view on certain things, and we can have a whole discussion on this. We can have Sam and Stephanie on at a different time for this because I think it deserves its own episode for sure. I think this could be easily an hour, 2-hour episode on this. But I know from my perspective, I love going to Disney now. I mean, I loved it before, but I love it a lot for much different reasons now because I'm a dad. So there's a huge difference for why I love it now.
Yeah, I can see that.
So for you, because I'm coming at it from a dad's perspective, for you as a mom, because like moms have a whole different level of pressure and things to think about that guys just are too dumb to understand. Like you think I'm kidding? Like it's interesting though, because with planning, I'm the bigger planner. Like my wife, when we go out, like when it's cold outside, I'll be like, hey, did you put a sweater, put a jacket on? Do you got sweater, jackets, diapers, two, like at least
10 outfits for an afternoon.
At least 2 at least 2 changes of clothes for the kids in case they spill or, whatever. And she's like, yeah. And then I look and no, you didn't. And so I do. And then eventually she's like, I'm glad you did that. but that's just the way I am. But still, as a dad, I tend to forget a lot of things and I don't think about things that my wife does. So what has changed for you going from me and you going to now all of a sudden we went with Maddie when she was 8 months old one day to Epcot during Food and Wine. We went to Florida again with my family to Panama City Beach, and we also went to Disney World.
Yes, when she was 1.5 years.
Yeah, so for Disney World, how much different is that for you now as a mom?
I mean, they do a really good job. Like, they have facilities where you can change the baby and feed the baby. And they're air conditioned, which is great. Because when we go with my grandparents, it's nice to you can bring your whole family in there so they can get out of the sun too. And the baby pass-through line is the only thing that I would complain about because nobody knew how to do it. Like, we went to one place and they're like, oh yeah, this is not a problem. The other place is like, well, you only get 1 guest. I'm like, no, according to your rules, you get 2 extra guests with you. So there's just at least when we went, there wasn't a lot of clarity on what that actually looked like. But I think for the most part, it worked out really well. Maddie did great though. So she was 1.5 years at the time. And so we were still going pretty long. We would get her up in the morning. She'd sleep in her stroller or we wore the backpack, which was great. The guys all wanted to go on Splash Mountain at one point, and it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I just strapped the baby on me and we walked up the treehouse.
Yep.
I'm like, okay.
There you go.
So she was passed out. She didn't care. We went to go see all those like little things in I think it's Adventureland that you don't typically watch because they're not the most exciting, like the Tiki Room. So I took her to the Tiki Room too.
The
and she
Tiki Room.
slept with that.
Yep, I actually slept through that the last time I went there too. So I'm like her on that front.
Yeah, there's a couple things at Disney that we sleep through. Well, the Carousel of Progress, I definitely fall asleep at.
Funny story, I almost dropped my daughter.
What?
That wasn't the Carousel of Progress.
Yeah, it was the Carousel.
No, it was the People Mover.
The People Mover. Yes.
That's even what? Okay, you've got to tell me this story, man.
So my daughter was like 1 year old, 1.5 years.
She was 1.5 years.
So she was sleeping in my arms like this, and I kind of just had her like, with her head over here. I just kind of had my arm underneath her buttocks, right? So I don't have like her in a death grip or anything. And so I'm just holding her like this. And when they first go out of the People Mover, you go out and you make a quick turn. So all of a sudden, I go, and then she's like sliding, and I'm just like, oh. And my father-in-law was right across from me. He's like, "Give me the baby." He's like, "What are you doing trying to throw my grandkid off of here?"
Oh wow.
So
Intense.
yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So in case you're wondering, people mover, hold your kids tight.
You can say. They
You
should
think it's supposed to be a
on that
fun,
ride.
calm ride? It is a dangerous ride. Forget rock and roller coaster. That
Yeah.
thing will kill you.
Oh man, that's too funny.
So
Another ride that I would fall asleep on, rest in peace, is Ellen's Energy Adventure. I missed that ride.
Okay.
really,
Love that. Yeah.
I actually never went on that ride.
You
Oh,
never did? Oh, it's so good.
you know what
So
show
good.
was back for a little bit, and I forced all of them to see, which
So
they
bad.
hated. It was
so bad.
woman. You don't understand the greatness that was this.
What is it? What is
The
it?
Oh my god, now I'm trying to blank.
That was the Michael Jackson one.
Michael Jackson, but what's the actual
Oh, Captain EO.
Captain EO? Yes!
Captain EO.
Oh my gosh.
I don't like it.
No.
I don't like it. I'm sorry. Even though
It-
George Lucas directed it and Michael Jackson's in it, and you got some Muppet action going on, it didn't do it for me, man.
I think the other problem is, so not only are you watching the show, but you're sitting in that room for what seems like forever,
Yeah.
waiting for your show to start. I'm like, I'm so bored. So by the time I got in there, I was very much not impressed.
Like already done with it.
I was like, it's been an hour. Why am I here?
So
Yeah.
next thing I want to kind of like hit on, what rides were your perpetual rides that you always had to hit on?
The Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion,
Surprise, surprise.
Ghost, your number one ghost host, and your number one ghost hostess.
He's not lying, folks.
I want to be the bride.
I mean, she goes kill
Oh,
me.
gotta watch out. You know, like a machete.
I actually got a serrated katana. I got we got cooking knives obviously, but I mean I don't have an axe, so I guess the katana is the only thing that's kind of
Yeah, I'll make it work.
Yeah, it'd be pretty epic.
Figment. We went on Figment a lot.
no, you didn't.
Yes, we did.
Not the original.
Not the original, but we did go on Figment.
Okay, so the Figment ride, which great. You've never been on the original either, have you?
No. No, I haven't.
The original
Missing
is so
out.
much better.
I can't.
Yeah, really.
What other ones?
Trying to think through the parks. Obviously the thrill rides. We're big thrill ride people. We went to Six Flags a lot when I was younger, and then how old was I? I was 13, and we went to Islands of Adventure on a very empty day, and so we rode the Dueling Dragons like 100 times, like my dad and I. 'Cause it was just empty. Probably not 100, but at least 5 or 6. in a
Sure,
row.
sure.
So I really enjoy thrill rides, so that's always a big one. Is so like Tower of Terror, the Rock and Roller Coaster, Expedition Everest.
Yeah, what's another one that we always did? Well,
We
because
do try to get them all.
I've been on vacation with your family since 2010.
10.
No.
11.
No, 2011.
Okay.
Because you guys would have because I was texting you in 2010 when you were at Disney, because that's when me and you started liking on each other. Yeah,
Shush.
she couldn't resist people.
There you go.
Peter Pan.
Yes, because that is one of my, everybody knows that's one of my top
Your
5.
favorite, It's a Small World. Go on that every
His
year.
face.
She forces me to go on that
It's so
stupid ride.
pretty.
It
It's
is.
not-
I mean, it's
very-
wholesome.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what? I have an
It's
idea.
wholesome.
If we all go down to Disney, Greg and Stephanie can go there.
Let's do it. Let's
I'll
do
do
it.
it. I love
Yes.
that ride.
You got it.
All right.
And they have all like the hidden things, and then you listen to all the different languages, and it's just so like
Get Rosetta Stone.
shush. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yep. Pirates of the Caribbean. It's always weird to me that thing is never super packed. And they set it up for it to be like
Yeah.
they set up the queue
Yeah.
for it to have a non-stop like jam-packed like line. Because then it's like zig, 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 zig. You're going.
Yeah, it's like a
it's like you're
labyrinth. in
walking forever just to get to the
Yeah.
ride.
And it's
There's
dark. So
nobody
you're like, okay,
there.
where am I going?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
Um,
dark.
The Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise is one of my favorites. Yep. Because we did our top 5 rides.
Yeah.
at
So I
each
get
park.
to do all of my top 5 rides at one
Well,
sitting.
just
Yeah,
like
just condense it.
Backlot Tour. I'm so mad they took that away, but that was
Yes.
one of my favorite rides.
That was great. I loved it.
I like all the behind the scenes. I like all that movie magic kind of stuff. I loved when it ended and they had their different themes each year. So one year it was villains, so I had all the costumes, everything. I love that. I am very mad about what they are doing to Hollywood Studios because they took out all my favorites, like the Great Movie Ride. Again, for all that like history.
I agree.
I do like that one. What else did we? Which one did we not like? We did not like.
I was not impressed with the Seven Doors Mine Train.
Yeah, I didn't think too much about it. I was like,
I might have to go on again. We did only ride that one once.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you one thing. We're gonna have to fix the lighting because it keeps going bright and dark. bright
That's
and dark.
because of last year.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I want to be able. Once we'll figure it out. So besides the rides,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of rides that you left out.
I did. I left out the Pandora rides too. Because I know you made fun of me when you talked about the,
I didn't make fun of you because of
you
it.
were making fun of how excited I was.
Oh, yeah, she loved that ride. Holy cow.
The Flight of Passage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's no joke. That's a nice ride. I love it.
She
It's like
wanted to
going
go-
on steroids.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
wanted to go on it again, and she asked me if it would be okay if she went on again. She never asked me that. So I knew she was like, that was like, I love this. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I can watch the kids. Because the way it worked is we had kids. So you get a baby pass line. So like half the group goes, and then 2 people stay back with like the kids, or however many people stay back with the kids, and then you can go again. So essentially, like
Yeah.
our whole group got to go twice, since really only 2 people had to stay back and watch the kids.
Oh, I see.
We
I
only had
got
2
you.
kids at that point. My daughter and my niece,
Nephew.
nephew. Sorry, my nephew. So we didn't have. There was just a couple people that needed to stay back. So Stephanie's like, "Can I go on again?" I was like, "That's fine." So
I
she
like that one.
she really liked it. Yeah, I told
Yeah,
you. I was
that's good.
talking to when we first went on. I was talking to the guy that was working there, and I asked him, "Were you here on opening day?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he said people were waiting for 8 hours.
It was longer than that.
That is.
Wasn't it? I thought it was like 12. Like it was
8 hours once they got
Ugh.
into
into
Pandora.
Pandora. So overall, it's like 12 hours to get in to a
No.
ride. And I'm like,
No,
I got
thank
better
you.
things to do with my life.
Yeah, I mean that's a full day at Disney. You know, pretty much.
Which
Yeah,
is,
that-
I mean,
that-
it's cool what they were doing with the Rise of Resistance then, where, I mean, you have to be there stupid early
The
in the
virtual
morning.
queue.
No, but you
Yeah.
don't have to be there like really early.
You
Daniel was in line
you have to
beforehand.
be at you have to be at Rope Drop in the park by the time the park opens, and you have to go on the app to get your
Yeah.
boarding pass, and it's sold out like in 15 minutes or less
Yeah.
even.
But that
You
way you're
get
not
so many
wasting an
people to do.
entire day. You're not wasting
Exactly.
your day. If you don't get on it,
Exactly.
okay, fine.
But that's how
Yeah.
they set it up because they knew that would be an issue. But so what are some of your favorite shopping places?
That's a good question.
You want Greg to answer?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
Anybody?
it's a really good question, and I mean the ones that come to my mind are, well, for me, I try to focus on maybe getting one souvenir a trip. Otherwise, I just go overboard and I
Mhm.
just spend too much. So I have to keep on the straight and narrow. I love going through the World Showcase and just checking out all of the shops there. I'm a huge fan of the China and the Japan pavilion shops. But if I were to probably get something, I would go to Mouse Gears, or I would go to Disney Springs, which, former downtown Disney. I would go to the Pin Carousel or the World of Disney. And even, I don't know if you guys have been there, but it's the Marketplace Co-op or like the Disney Wonderground, where they have specific sections of, like, one section's apparel, one section is customizable phone cases, the other one is for like your kitchen and perfume. It's small little centralized shops in Disney Springs, and that's like their testing ground where they test out new products, and if it does well, then they then they bring it out to the rest of the park. And
That's
so
awesome.
sometimes you can get merchandise that has never really made it to the shelves, like in Magic Kingdom or Epcot, because it didn't take off. otherwise, like, oh, you can be the first one to get this before it gets, before it became big. So it's really cool to see that. I love going in there, and I sometimes might pick up a couple of stuff. So
Nice.
yeah, in general, that's where I like to go. That's where I check out. So what about you, Stephanie?
I definitely love Tower of Terror's gift shop area.
Oh.
I don't actually do a lot of shopping. I'm not a big, like, I'm gonna buy this and this and this. I just don't. I like to look at things. We like to window shop.
Right.
But we did at the Haunted Mansion. It's not actually when you get out of the Haunted Mansion, it's a little store. It's
Madame Leota's gift shop.
yeah. So I really like that one.
That's where I got my
The Foolish Mortals, right?
Yeah. Enter Foolish Mortals.
So it's kind of smaller, but I like the stuff because it's not stuff you'll typically find when you're out on Main Street. It's a little bit more selective. So I enjoyed that. We always go to Mouse Gears. That's a big one. I feel like we spend a lot of time in Mouse Gears.
It's
It's
Mouse
like,
Gears.
oh, well,
That's great.
we have that's our last day. We need to go back. And I'm like, we've already been here 8 times already. If you haven't purchased it now, you're probably not going to do it.
Right.
feel
Yeah.
like we go
I
there-
mean, it's like overload in there. There's
Mhm.
so many things. It's just like, I don't know what to focus on, where to
Mhm.
go.
Yeah, they got all that. They got the World of Disney. Like, they have a whole bunch of places. Like, there's too many. But I always like going up and down Main Street. I love going between the shops and doing all that. Like, I don't know. I like going through all those places.
Yeah, my family always rolls their eyes because I'm the kind of guy who loves to go into the art shops and check out the paintings and
Yeah.
like the new canvases or even like statues. And so I always, delegate some time, down Main Street. I think it's Art of Disney there. There's Art of Disney in Epcot, Disney Springs, and there's a couple of places in Hollywood Studios that I just love to go to and check out like the new canvases that they're showcasing. So it gives me inspiration for my own work. So I love doing that.
So we probably should wrap up. It is already 10:30. We've probably been going at
Oh
this
my God,
an
what?
hour.
Like, I just looked at I'm like,
Yeah, it is 10:30.
that is insane, but so cool because like we could like this is just so natural. Our love of Disney definitely comes out, and we can literally talk for hours and hours. And it feel just like minutes. What do you think?
That's true. Yeah, I did not feel like it was that long.
No, that's why when you're like,
I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted at just.
well, and that's why when Stephanie's like, you guys go on tangents so much, but it's like you just talk and you don't realize you're just having a
That's
conversation.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
how do you? I know how we generally do it,
Mhm.
but just kind of growing up, and I think pretty sure it's gonna be the same answer. But like, how did you guys always end your day at the parks?
With the fireworks. No, I lied. We totally ended after. Like, we would stay for the extra magic hours and go on
Whoop,
rides.
whoop. Oh yeah. That's how you do it.
Yeah,
But if you're
Greg's
talking-
already been asleep for 6 hours at that point.
Literally though, yeah, because we usually tap out right when the park closes, like at firework time, and then we just go back and we just do our own thing, like our own little wind down in the villa, and then we just close off.
See, here's the
That's
thing.
I
hard.
think one time we did, it might have been the day we got engaged. We started at Magic Kingdom at rope drop so we could get with the Dapper Dans. I don't know,
Sure.
have you shared our engagement story?
We have not, because that's going to be
Okay.
on our most memorable
But
Disney
we-
Parks.
started-
I can't wait to see that.
Started right in the morning. We had to be there by rope drop, and then we did our thing. We like went out to dinner and everything at Epcot, and then and then we're like, oh, we should go back to the hotel. No, we like texted my parents a few minutes later after we were at the hotel for maybe an hour, and they're like, yeah, Magic Kingdom's open till 2. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we're like, all right, we're getting back out. So yeah, so we were at the Magic Kingdom till 2 a.m. We still went through all the shopping things at the end of the night. So down
Yeah.
Main Street.
And then had to wait for a bus.
And so we probably didn't get into our
Oh.
hotel room until probably 3:30 in the morning.
And then did you wake up then at 6 and 7 and do rope drop the next day?
No, that was I'm very selective about my rope drops. I think it was like 8 or something.
Yeah.
So that's why, we were talking about earlier, like we end the park or end our trip and we're like miserable. It's because we've gotten no sleep.
Well, there was one time I woke up super early because you and Sam bought me and Sam's husband Nick
Like golf.
golfing at one of the Disney resorts. So we were up at like 5:30. because
Wow.
we had to take a taxi there. We had to get there and like tee off was at like 7 or 6:45. So
Things you do for Disney.
it wasn't bad.
Let me tell you.
So, all right, you guys, this was a fun time. Definitely let us know what you guys' general experiences are at Disney. You know, how you got there, what you did down there, where you ate, anything you want. I'm sure you guys will be seeing more of my amazing, beautiful wife, Stephanie, and my awesome sister-in-law, Sam, our web and social media guru, on here as well while we are in this coronavirus situation. And hopefully maybe you guys might see them more often too on the podcast as well. That'd be pretty fun. So it was a fun time having you on here and talking too. All right,
I
you
know.
guys, we're gonna head out. Greg, you have anything else you want to add?
No, just thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure to keep on following us and commenting. We love to engage with you guys, talk Disney. It never gets old. So keep on doing that and share the good word.
One more thing. We did not forget about the giveaway for you guys during the month
Right.
of March.
Yeah.
We do have somebody picked out. It has just been very hectic on everybody's end, obviously with this coronavirus. So we do have that. We are not announcing that tonight. We are going to announce that on our next episode. We just wanted to try to get something out to you guys to make sure you were getting some more content, okay?
Yeah.
All right, you guys. You guys have a good one and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace.